Now, before anyone panics, I'm not going to be turning my channel into a unique channel which just covers pressurized paraffin devices. So hopefully this will be the last one out of the two that I've currently got. I'll close in a bit on it because obviously I brought it into full shot so you can see the handle and everything, but we'll close in on it. So what have we got here? Well, obviously it's a paraffin lamp. This particular one is a Tilley X246, and I got this off of eBay. Again, I didn't pay an awful lot for it. It's pretty pretty grotty, shall we say, but it's basically all there. There's only one bit missing as far as I can tell, and that is the clip-on preheater. These operate very similar to the primer stoves, and on the primer stove you have the little brass cup that you fill with meths, like the meths, and that preheats the burner. Well, the burner's up in here on the Tilley lamp, but what you've got is you normally have a little round burner, mess burner with wicks in that clips around this shaft here, and that preheats the burner to get it hot enough to vaporize the paraffin. So that's missing, but those are readily obtainable. Just like the primer stoves, the Tilley lamps, there's an awful lot of spare parts that you can still get from these. I need a seal kit because surprisingly, the lamp is much more complicated than the primer stove, but you can still get seal kits. I'll have to strip it all down, and we'll have to replace all the seals that are in there, give it a good clean up. But something else that's interesting is I believe that these kettles, the bottom part, that's brass, but they were painted a sort of gold colour. I don't quite know why they would do that. So I've seen people restoring these, and they simply take the paint off and polish it up so that it'll look an awful lot like the primer stove one. But I'm looking forward to getting this one sorted. They come apart fairly easily. I mean, it probably going to need a new mantle as well as the seals, but we'll deal with that when we take it apart. The only part that's really bad is the cap. Now, this is the cap, and as you can see, it all looks pretty awful. So what basically is the cap? Well, this is metal, steel, I believe, and it's been coated with vitreous enamel, and as you can see, a lot of that's coming off. And the reason that they do this is twofold, I believe. One is this part, the burner, is under there, and this part gets very hot, and consequently there's very few coatings that can survive that kind of heat. Enamel is obviously one of them, but obviously over time it's cracked and flaked off, so I'm not really sure what to do about that. I could try and remove all of it and then polish it up and then nickel plate it. The nickel would be fine with the heat, but I'm just not sure. I mean, yes, you can buy refurbished caps for these, but it's going to cost, to buy a refurbished cap will cost you almost as much as the lamp cost in the first place. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I may leave it. I don't know. I don't like it like that, obviously. We'll just have to think about that. But the burner head is in here, so this all comes apart. So we're going to have to strip it all down and have a look at everything and see what the state of it is. But yeah. So yeah, another project. I've got quite a few on the go at the moment. Still, keeps you busy. Keeps me out of the pub. Well, for a little while anyway. And I'm quite looking forward to getting this one going. I've seen these in operation, and they produce an excellent light. And this is quite large. There's my hand. Obviously, this can contain an awful lot of paraffin. Apparently, these things will run for hours and hours and hours. So yeah, looking forward to getting that one sorted. Right, let's get this thing stripped down. Now, I've looked at quite a few videos online about taking these apart, and these are quite a bit more complex than the little primer stove was. So we're going to take its main parts off, and then I'll strip the individual bits down further later on. So according to what I've read, this just pulls off the cap. This has got the burner inside it, and it's only held in place by the handle, so you get those out of the way and it pulls off like that. There we go. So Let's push that back a bit. So there you can see it. Now this part, you undo these knurled rings and that will allow you to move the burner. As you can see, the mantle's pretty shot, got holes in it. So I've got a replacement mantle. So that's going to have to come out of there and cleaned up. Vinegar should probably sort that out, I would have thought. So I've got a couple of big boxes at the back here to put stuff in. Then I think you can just lift the glass out. And that just needs a clean. That will probably clean up nicely, I would have thought. I'll put that over there. Now I have put penetrating oil on all the threads that I could see, so hopefully we can get the rest of this off. So these I'm hoping will come off. Okay, so those two are loose, which is great. These aren't, so I'm going to have to go and get some grips and something to protect the brass ferrules with. Another well-known workshop tip here. This is a bit of a belt sander belt, a broken one. Don't throw them away, keep them. They make excellent soft jaws, not just for the lathe, but they also make them great soft jaws for pliers. You put that around there like that. Then we can put these on, and it won't damage the ferrule. Oh, it's actually. Oh, there we go. It was just a little tight. That's good. So penetrating oil did its stuff. Not quite enough. This one's quite a bit tighter by the sound of it. Well, the feel of it, I should say. There we go. So the tank is interesting because, as far as I can understand it, this is brass, but it's been painted gold. So I don't know whether that was sort of like to stop it from tarnishing or what. Oh, well, that came off quite nicely, didn't it? Good. Let's put that out of the way over there. Right, let's take the pump off because I checked that this was loose. Now, obviously, the pump assembly is very similar to the one. It's a bit bigger, but it's very similar to the one in the primer stove. So we'll and this the seal's definitely gone in that, so that's going to need stripping down. We'll do that later. Now, this is the vaporizer tube, and when you adjust this is a cam, and it should move this needle, which is in this inside, but it's not. So this thing's obviously seized. So let's see if we can get that off. So I did, yeah. So there's, you can see that, but there is the needle, and that it's got a spring on it. There we go. So that doesn't look too bad actually, but the top, there doesn't appear to be any hole there, does there? It's a great. So let's see if I can feel anything. Need to look into that. And obviously I've got replacement seals for this end. Now this should unscrew. There's a little dust filter on the end there. More washers. This does come apart. That unscrews. This all comes apart. Oh, the cam's moving up and down. I know you probably can't see that, but the cam is moving up and down, so that's good. But I'm going to take all that apart. And I think that is pretty much it, really. Now it's just a matter of stripping the other bits down and starting the cleaning process. We'll take the control valve apart, I think, first. It's quite an interesting setup. Basically, the control knob here operates a cam that's inside there, and this cam moves up and down, and that raises. I don't think you can see it. Try and put it in front of. No, you're not going to be able to see it. But there's a little metal piece in here which raises. As I turn this, it goes up. That goes up and down, and that bears against that pricker rod which is inside the vaporizing tube. And that obviously opens and closes the port at the top. But it doesn't just do that. on the bottom behind this filter, oh, as you can see, the so-called rubber seal on this thing is just completely rock solid. So this comes off. Take this off. It's just a little filter. We have to be careful here because inside there is a spring, little tiny spring, little plunger, and there should be a seal there, which I think is this. That's it's in the cup. It's a little cup, so it's in there, and that again is solid, and that should be nice and soft. And that basically when this raises the pricker rod, then it also opens and closes this valve. So, well, that came apart fairly easily. There's a collar on here which just basically raises the whole thing up and down. So take that off as well. I think you can pull this off, but I don't want the actual Bakelite or plastic knob that's on there. But I don't really want to do that. Because I don't want to force it. It obviously requires quite a lot of force to do that. So I'll take the bits apart. I've got seals for it. I can clean this up as is, so that's not a problem. And the, again, I don't know whether you can see that. Let me get a torch on it. I don't know whether you can see that in there. But that moves down and then up and at this end you can see the same thing happening. Moves up and then it moves down. So that's that stripped down. I have taken the pricker rod out of the vaporizing tube and shone a light in the torch in from that end, and you can see, I don't know whether you'll be able to see it, let's take this out. You can see light coming out of the end, so there is the tiny little hole in the end which is not blocked, which is the important thing. So that's that done. Got to remove the seals and then I'll clean all that up. This is the next thing. We'll take the pump apart next.